collusion, it appears, by the president and the IRS to the point where I'm not sure a settlement agreement actually exists because a court is considering whether this is a legitimate lawsuit to begin with. But what the acting attorney general did say yesterday was that despite the slush fund being off the table, at least for now, that the grant of immunity for tax liability to the president and his family still was going to be on the books. So this is a sweetheart deal for the president. It apparently is still going forward unless a court puts a stop to it. And I think it's going to be important for the secretary to level with the American people about how much this sweetheart deal will cost them. Some news reports suggest it's at least $100 million. Just off the top. Now, Secretary Bessent, in May, the president said that he does not think about Americans' financial situations. Do you think about the financial situation of the American people?
I do, and as the ranking member distorted my statement, as he often does, I had prefaced my statement with, we understand that these are challenging times for the American people, that we will get over this, and that at present, the average household has paid about $200 more in gasoline.
Well,
we think about this
Subscribe,
every day.
God bless you. Patriots, here we go again with the same tired Democrat playbook. This is America Truth Channel, your no-nonsense source for America First Truth and exposing radical left hypocrisy. Today, I'm reacting to this heated Senate Finance Committee hearing where far-left New Hampshire Senator MAGGIE HASSAN clashes with Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent over cost of living issues and tries to pin everything on President Trump. If you're tired of Democrats ignoring the Biden-Harris inflation disaster they caused while attacking the man trying to fix it, smash that like button right now, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We're going clip by clip with my raw, patriotic reaction. Watch this, folks. Senator MAGGIE HASSAN comes in hot, trying to lecture Secretary Bessent about rising costs and pushing him on Trump policies. She acts like the American people are suffering because of this administration, completely ignoring the economic wreckage left behind by the previous one. Patriots, this hearing is peak Democrat gaslighting. MAGGIE HASSAN and her radical colleagues spent years defending Bidenomics, the same policies that drove inflation through the roof, made groceries unaffordable, and crushed working families with high energy prices. Now that President Trump and Secretary Scott Bessent are working to bring costs down through deregulation, energy dominance, and pro-growth policies, suddenly Democrats want to play concerned trolls about the cost of living? As a right-wing patriot who believes in free markets, limited government, and putting American workers first.
Yes. We all love opportunity zones. Senator Hassan.
Well, thank you, Chair Crapo and Ranking Member Wyden, for holding this important hearing. Good morning, Secretary Bessent, and thank you for testifying.
Good morning.
I want to start with a question that I think should get bipartisan support. The Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administration recently said that the Treasury could prevent $1 billion in fraud if Congress moved up certain deadlines for businesses to file information returns. This would help give Treasury the information it needs earlier in the year to stop fraudsters from stealing taxpayers' identities and their tax refunds. Will you commit, sir, to working on a bipartisan basis with members of this committee to advance this proposal and help the Treasury stop identity theft and fraud?
We look forward to working with both sides of the aisle on that, Senator.
Thank you very much. And just an observation, Mr. Chair, there's been discussion of a so-called settlement of a lawsuit between the president and the IRS. I just want to note that the so-called settlement is being challenged because of collusion, it appears, by the president and the IRS to the point where I'm not sure a settlement agreement actually exists because a court is considering whether this is a legitimate lawsuit to begin with. But what the acting attorney general did say yesterday was that despite the slush fund being off the table, at least for now, that the grant of immunity for tax liability to the president and his family still was going to be on the books. So this is a sweetheart deal for the president. It apparently is still going forward unless a court puts a stop to it. And I think it's going to be important for the secretary to level with the American people about how much this sweetheart deal will cost them. Some news reports suggest it's at least $100 million. Just off the top. Now, Secretary Bessent, in May, the president said that he does not think about Americans' financial situations. Do you think about the financial situation of the American people?
I do, and as the ranking member distorted my statement, as he often does, I had prefaced my statement with, we understand that these are challenging times for the American people, that we will get over this, and that at present, the average household has paid about $200 more in gasoline.
Well,
we think about this every day.
Well, I'm glad that you do. Do you think your boss should too?
I believe remarks were taken out of context.
No, look, here's what he said. He said, quote, I don't think about Americans' financial situation. I don't think about anybody. So I'm asking you, that's the direct quote, do you think about how the American people are paying more for gas, groceries, and utilities, since the president clearly said he didn't, and you speak with the president regularly, are you trying to tell him the truth about how much costs have increased for the American people?
Well, Senator, I'm going to have to disagree with you on some of that, because I have groceries are going down, and to be clear, since President Trump took office, food prices, or as many people like to call them, groceries, food at home in the statistical data, is up 2.5%.
When's the last time you were in a grocery store? Because my husband and I were just in one. And look, the average Granite Stater is paid, let me be clear, the average Granite Stater has paid $3,000 more since Donald Trump took office for basic goods and services. Meanwhile, the country lost 100,000 manufacturing jobs in 2025. So do you tell the president this information or not?
Again, Senator, except for inflation, which is, I believe, going to be a short-term blip, the economic data is very strong. The jobs data has been very strong. The manufacturing ISM has been very strong.
No, actually, that's incorrect. So let's move on, because what's clear to me...
Which part was incorrect, Senator?
No, what is very clear to me is that neither you nor the president nor this administration are willing to acknowledge how much more people are paying at the gas pump, at the grocery store, in utilities, for health care, for all aspects of American life, nor have you acknowledged the number of manufacturing jobs that were lost in 2025. Now let's move on to another issue.
Administration. Americans are paying 2.5% more for groceries since President Trump took office, which is half the annual amount under Biden administration.
We're not talking about Biden. We're talking about this administration and its promise to lower costs, and the fact that this president says he doesn't care. Now, let's go on to it. Mr. Secretary, my time is limited. I'd like to reclaim a little bit of my time because I have one more question. The administration has claimed that its top priority is lowering costs for American families, but the president instead continues to pursue vanity projects at a significant cost to taxpayers. He requested $1 billion for the White House ballroom, spent $45 million on military birthday parade, proposed a $100 million arch at Memorial Circle, and now Treasury is planning production of a $250 bill with his face on it. Mr. Secretary, how does the president's requested $1 billion ballroom or all of these other vanity products lower costs for American families or help constrain spending?
Senator, first of all, you're incorrect. There is no cost to the American people. If there is a new bill for the ballroom, the decorative part of the ballroom is privately funded, and everything that you were talking about. The
president requested $1 billion for the White House ballroom in our budget. He has spent $45 million on a military birthday parade. So
look, it goes on outside my office every day. I've watched it progress, and it is national security matters that the $1 billion is for.
That's ridiculous, and I think you know it. I'll yield back my time. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
This makes my blood boil. Under Biden-Harris, we saw the worst inflation in 40 years. Groceries up 25 to 30%, gas prices doubled in many places, and rents skyrocketing. Families were forced to choose between food and fuel. Now, just months into the new administration, they're already demanding miracles while ignoring how their spending sprees, Green New Deal fantasies, and open borders contributed to this mess. Secretary Bessent is handling this with class and facts. He's pointing out the real progress being made: cooling inflation, strong growth, and policies designed to unleash American energy and manufacturing. But Hassan doesn't want to hear it. She wants to relitigate the past and pretend that Trump is the problem. Let's be honest, the radical left solution to everything is more government spending, more regulations, and more taxes. They created this inflation crisis with trillions in reckless spending and now act shocked that prices are high. President Trump is focused on drilling, building, and cutting red tape, the proven way to lower costs. That's America First economics. Patriots, moments like this reveal the fundamental difference between the two sides. Democrats like MAGGIE Hassan want to manage decline and keep Americans dependent on government. We want to restore prosperity, bring manufacturing jobs back, secure our energy independence, and make life more affordable for working families. Scott Bessent is the right man for the job, a sharp financial mind committed to sound money and growth. The left will keep attacking because they can't admit their policies failed the American people. This is why we must stay engaged. Demand real transparency on how Biden-era spending caused this pain. Support pro-growth policies that actually lower costs. Reject the socialist agenda that punishes success and rewards failure. To every patriot watching, comment below with Bessent is right or Trump fixing Biden inflation if you stand with real economic leadership. Share this reaction far and wide so more Americans see through the Democrat spin. We believe in hard work, free enterprise, and American exceptionalism. God bless Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent for standing firm. God bless President Trump for delivering results. And God bless the United States of America, the greatest economy the world has ever known when we keep government out of the way. If you love this country and want lower prices and more opportunity, drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video where we continue exposing the radical left and celebrating America First wins. Stay strong, stay vigilant, and never surrender.